What is up, guys? So, last night I watched a beautiful little gem of a movie on HBO Max called No Sudden Move. So, this is going to be an off the cuff kind of review for that. And I don't want to spoil anything, so hopefully this won't take too long. I just wanted to share some thoughts about it and hopefully get more people to check this out if you have HBO Max, because I haven't heard a ton about this, but it has an amazingly stacked cast, a great, intriguing, slow burn story that's around a heist, but it's nowhere near a traditional heist of what you're thinking of. Like, once you figure out what the MacGuffin of this film is, you're gonna be like, what? What the hell? And you're gonna have to put yourself back into this time frame because this is a period piece, and then you'll be able to understand the gravity, the gravitas, and everything. And they fill the story in, afterwards and whatnot with what you need to know about it. But this is a very it's not really a by the numbers movie or anything. I mean, sure, you have guys, in masks going to hold up a house and whatnot, but the way that everything is done and the way that it's deliberated and the difference in these guys that we get mashed up together is where this movie really comes to shine. And it keeps pulling the rug from you a little bit. And if you're like me and you love seeing cool legacy actors that have been around in the game for a long time, and that some of them are also your personal favorite actors, this is a movie where, like, every time a new character is introduced, you're like, holy shit, this guy, like, this cast is so stacked. You've got Don Cheadle, Benicio Del Toro, Brendan Fraser, who, like, gained like 150, 200 pounds for this role, but he's awesome in this role. You've got Ray Liotta coming back, who looks a lot different than he used to when he was younger. I don't know if he had work done or something, but he looks kind of different, unless they like stuffed his cheeks for this or something. I'm not sure, but if you watch this, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. It took me a second to be like, is that him? Is that not him? But the voice really keys it in. David Harbour is in this. Matt Damon comes in towards the end, and just really, I used to not be a big Matt Damon fan, but as I've gotten older and more of just a cinephile, and I recognize just actors for coming in and just mopping the floor in a scene, like out acting everybody in the room, you have some heavy hitters in this movie in scenes together, and it's a battle for who has the floor and who can get your attention with their charisma, because this is a movie where you've got scenes of Benicio Del Toro playing this really cool, detached, calm, collected guy. You've got Don Cheadle playing this not really over the top, but he's got a good personality to him, and he's got some, everybody knows his name, and for some reason people know who he is, and then that story, it unfolds as we're going through, and you kind of understand what he did and who he did it to. And there's a lot of mob ties that are like, just coming up into this movie that are sprouting here and there, but it doesn't let the mafia storyline overtake it. I mean, there's still so much happening in front of you in the present tense. You're not concerned about who's pulling the strings behind, because there's so much anxiety and tension during so many scenes of this movie where you're just waiting to see if everybody's going to make it out alive, who's going to get killed if somebody does get killed, and when it inevitably is the shit's all going to hit the fan. So it's just a good, slow burn, intriguing movie, and we don't get enough of these anymore. And I love vegging out to a movie like this. Who else? Jon Hamm comes in here, which I love. Jon Hamm, Don Draper himself, the Madman. But back to the Matt Damon thing. The first scene that he's in, when he's in the room with Don Cheadle and Benicio Del Toro, talk about, like I said, heavy hitters, heavy thespians, just coming in here and having some great, witty, good, deliberated dialogue to speak to each other about this layered story of something weird that you're not going to expect to be the MacGuffin. You've got these guys bouncing off of each other, and then when Matt Damon kind of delivers his, not monologue, but he has like an extended kind of talking point where he's just laying out how things are and how it's going to be and whatnot. I love Don Cheadle and I love Benicio Del Toro, but like, I felt like Matt Damon kicked my ass and I wasn't even in the scene. And I mean like a verbal ass kicking. Like, his line delivery was so good, his character was so strong, his punctuation and the way he was so punctual with his words, his enunciation, it was just an amazing scene for him, and just a really good role for him to come in and do an extended cameo kind of. And like I said, when the scene was over, I was like, damn, like that. He's in the room with two other amazing actors, and he just fucking outacted, mopped the floor with these guys. I mean, just came in and wrecked house, like a really strong scene. And then he comes in one more time, and you're not expecting it. So it's just like I said, there's a lot of layers to this, and every time a new character is introduced, you're not sure what exactly their motives are, because they might, what they're saying is what's up front, but they're also, there's something else going on back here. And that's pretty much for almost every character you follow in this movie. There's not quite all the cards that are on the table are being shown to you right off the bat, and there's more to them than meets the eye. There's some little extra mystery or story, and it's just a really good fun time that has some amazing, like, climactic moments where you're legitimately like, oh shit, oh my god, whoa, like a couple times where I did that. And so it ratchets the tension the way you want it to. It keeps you intrigued and on the edge of your seat the way that you want a movie like this to. It does the time period piece thing amazing with the homes and the automobiles, the buildings, and just the way people dressed and talked and everything. It was amazingly acted, amazingly directed and written, and I really enjoyed it. So guys, No Sudden Move, if you can catch it on HBO Max or wherever you can find it, I cannot recommend this highly enough. If you're like me and you love all these kind of actors being in this cast, just star-studding it out with witty dialogue bouncing off each other, and a good slow burn movie with a plot that just keeps revealing itself one little onion layer at a time. If that sounds like something you like, please check this out. Let me know in the comment section down below if you liked it and if you checked it out and what you thought. If you thought it was as good as I did, or if you thought it sucked. I don't know. Maybe I'm on an island here. Guys, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.